Hi guys, it's Erin and Oliver and our friend the turtle, who has yet to be named. And this is going to be a animal themed ASMR video. I actually have a collection of turtles that my grandmother had left to me because apparently she was a huge fan of turtles. And I'm kind of neutral about them. I don't hate them or love them, but I like having her stuff to remember her by, so maybe one day I will show the whole collection. But this guy is kind of cool, and he makes really cool textury sounds and tapping sounds. So anyway, I know that I have been gone for a bit, and I'm sorry. As I had mentioned in my last video, I have been house hunting. Well, townhouse, condo hunting, and it has been quite an experience. I've never owned a house before, so my only reference point has been HGTV, which always shows, the fun part of the house hunting, and it's just really stressful, but not that it's not fun, but it's very stressful. And right now I am in a very weird situation because last Sunday I went to an open house in a really nice neighborhood of townhouses, and it is a short sale, so it's a lot less money than the houses in the neighborhood typically go for, but it is needs some work. But it didn't, I had brought my dad with me, and it seemed like it was a manageable amount of work. So I saw that house on Sunday, and then we decided to go back for a second viewing today because I thought that we would put an offer in on it. And we went down into the basement. It's a finished basement, and we had looked everywhere before, and I looked at the floor, and there were mushrooms growing out of the floor, like fungus coming out of the carpet, and it was not there before. So it appears as though the realtor selling the house had moved, had gotten rid of it, and then we had come back and they didn't have time to get rid of it again. So we were really upset about that. However, I looked it up online, and it's not as uncommon as I thought that it was, but it does mean that there's probably a moisture problem in there, and I'm not sure that I really want to tackle that with my first house. But it made me sad because I kind of fell in love with it, and I already started picturing where the furniture was going to go and stuff like that. But if I have to let it go, I have to let it go, and I'm sure I can fall in love with something else. Someone suggested to me in my last video that I should do a realtor roleplay, and I think that I might actually I think I'll definitely do that, because I've definitely learned a lot, and I think it would be fun to do. So anyway, enough of my rambling. I know that I've gotten a lot of feedback that people really like when I flip through like cookbooks or other books. So I went to the bookstore recently and I went through the like the bargain section to see what kind of books I might be interested in. So I found a book that is really lighthearted and cute, and I figured that I would flip through it with you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. So, this is the book. It's called Unlikely Loves, 43 Heartwarming True Stories from the Animal Kingdom, and that is by Jennifer S. Holland. And I've been seeing these types of things online lately, like on Facebook, different links where they show like very unlikely animals getting together. I think there might be some TV shows about it too. So this is a whole book of unlikely little animals who are best friends. So I thought, because it is cute and non-stressful, much unlike my house hunt, that it would be nice to go through it. And I haven't actually gone through it very much. So this will be one of my first times looking through it. That's really cute. So this says, animals other than humans love unconditionally. Put your spouse and your dog in the trunk of your car for 3 hours and see which one is happy to see you when you let them out. That's true. So there's the contents of the different unlikely friendships. Oh, there's another turtle. So I'm just kind of blindly go through and just look at some of the pictures. See the cute animals. This is the story of a Great Dane and a fawn. That is adorable. And then it kind of, all the stories, all the like pages have the stories of how they came to meet, and then pictures of them interacting. Great Danes are so big. So there's some little facts in here. It says, though the modern Great Dane has its roots in Germany and England, dogs of similar appearance are portrayed in Egyptian art dating back to 3000 BC. The name, not surprisingly, originated in Denmark, but Denmark was not involved in developing the breed. So it looks like each of these stories has some facts about dogs, and then so facts about each of the unlikely friends. Scientific facts. The old mare and the dog. Wow. The terrier and the duckling. That is adorable. It makes you think, like, you always think of things like dogs being hunters to things like ducks. And it makes you wonder, like, what made these ones different, that he didn't attack him or that he didn't run away. I guess that's why they call it unlikely, because it's more likely that they would be enemies, but yeah, I really have to wonder why these particular animals acted the way they did and why other animals don't do the same thing. The donkey and the sheep. They look like they could be good friends. Aww. I'm just gonna say aw to everything because it's so cute. The Peking duck and the pit bull. Okay, so this one I have to read because I don't understand. Okay, let's read this one. On a farm outside Southampton, Hampshire, on the southern coast of England, a woman named Steph Tuft gazed across a sea of white ducks, some 3,000 in all. Each was destined for a dinner plate. These were Pekin ducks, after all. One little quacker with a yellow mohawk caught her eye. That's the one, she said, sealing the animal's fate. But in this case, it was a happy fate. Steph didn't want the duck for dinner. She wanted a duck as a pet. And Essie, as Steph named her, would soon be stroked, babied, and loved by her owner, her family, and an unlikely love. The first glimpse most people get of Essie nowadays is a white blur on a leash sandwiched between two dogs. It may require a second look to sort out the strange tableau. A bill among pup snouts. Webbed feet dancing between canine paws. The leashes in Steph's hand as she maneuvers the pack down the sidewalk on any given Sunday afternoon. The two dogs, a pit bull, Roxa, and a Staffordshire Bull Terrier mix, Double D, belonged to Steph's husband before she met him. So the next thing to do after purchasing her duck was to introduce the duck to the dogs. The plan was to let the dogs sniff her and then put her in a separate area, not to rush things. But as soon as she met Raksha, she latched on. Early on, Steph would try to keep the animals separate, dividing up a hallway with a gate and later a tall bit of fence. We thought it was best to give different animals their own spaces, but no matter how high the barrier, they'd scale it and be happily sleeping together when we got home. She's still not sure how they did it. The group will go to the beach, and when the dogs run off to swim, Essie follows along, quacking crazily, though she can't really keep up. And after all her time around dogs, the duck now likes dog biscuits better than bread. Then there was the incident that really illustrates the bond between Essie and Raksha. One night, Essie was attacked by a wild dog. It was horrible, Steph recalls. Her chest was ripped open. We were out in the sticks and it was late. I had to stitch her up myself and hope for the best. It was a touch and go all night. We weren't sure she'd survive. Steph and her husband put Essie next to their bed so they can keep an eye on her, but she wouldn't settle. My husband suggested we bring Raksha in to keep her company, and as soon as we did, Essie nestled right in and calmed down. For 12 nights, Raksha stayed with Essie, licking her, mothering her, and helping her heal. Raksha kept checking and licking the chest area where she'd been injured. It was really amazing. She seemed to know that part of Essie needed tending. Essie might not be with us now. She might have given up if she didn't have Raksha. That dog gave her something to live for. Steph, who was a vet nurse for years and has seen lots of animal connections, says she genuinely thinks that there is something like love between Essie and Raksha. It's such a